Scientists are baffled by a simple piece of cloth that should have disintegrated centuries ago. Not only has it survived for nearly 500 years, but it also withstood a terrorist bombing that bent solid bronze. Even more incredibly, the image on this cloth was created with colors that didn't exist at the time. Stay with me to discover the scientific proof behind Our Lady of Guadalupe's miraculous image. Howdy, and welcome to America Needs Fatima. My name is Adrian Fonseca, and today we'll explore how modern science is confirming what Catholics have always known for centuries: that the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe is truly miraculous. But before we dive in, make sure to hit subscribe and click that notification bell, so that way you never miss out on another story of Mary. In December 1531, a humble Aztec convert named Juan Diego was walking to Mass when Our Lady appeared to him on Tepeyac Hill. She asked him to tell the bishop to build a church in her honor at that site. The bishop, understandably skeptical, asked for a sign. Our Lady told Juan Diego to gather roses that were miraculously blooming in the winter, and his tilma, and to take them to the bishop. When Juan Diego opened his tilma before the bishop, the roses fell to the floor, revealing something extraordinary. An image of Our Lady had been miraculously imprinted on this simple cloth. Now, this same tilma, this humble piece of cloth, continues to baffle modern science nearly 500 years later. It was woven from simple agave fibers, the kind that grew abundantly near Juan Diego's home. If you were to make a cloak from these fibers today, it would start deteriorating within 20 to 30 years. That's just the nature of the material. It's fragile, organic, and not meant to last. But here's where it gets interesting. The tilma of Juan Diego hasn't just survived for a few decades. It's been preserved for almost 5 centuries. Scientists have been scratching their heads trying to understand how that's possible. In fact, in 1787, a scientist by the name of Dr. Jose Ignacio Bartolocci decided to put this to the test. Dr. Bartolocci wasn't satisfied with theories. He wanted proof. So he conducted a fascinating experiment. He created 2 exact copies of the image using the same type of agave fiber. He placed these copies in Tepeyac, one in a building called El Poquito, and another in the sanctuary of St. Mary of Guadalupe. His goal? To see how long they would last under similar conditions. The results were astounding. Both copies completely deteriorated in less than 10 years. Yet the original image, it remained as vibrant as ever. But the mysteries don't stop there. Richard Kuhn, a Nobel Prize-winning biochemist and one of the most distinguished scientists of the 20th century, made an even more remarkable discovery. After conducting exhaustive chemical tests on the image, he reached a conclusion. The colors used in the image weren't made from any known natural, animal, or mineral source. Think about that for a moment. In 1531, when the image appeared, there were no synthetic colors. They hadn't been invented yet. So how was this image created? Adding to the mystery, scientists can't find any traces of brush strokes. It's as if the image simply appeared on the cloth without human intervention. Its preservation alone defies scientific explanation, but what happened in 1921 proves even more remarkable. The early 1900s were dark times for Catholics in Mexico. By 1915, about 160 priests had been killed. The Masonic-influenced government had implemented anti-Catholic laws, closing Catholic schools, dissolving religious orders, and even forbidding priests from wearing cassocks or using phrases like "God willing." But the Freemasons weren't satisfied with just persecuting the living church. They set their sights on destroying one of Mexico's most precious religious treasures, the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. On the morning of November 14, 1921, a man named Luciano Perez Carpio, an employee of the Presidential Secretariat, entered the basilica. Protected by soldiers disguised as civilians, he carried what appeared to be a very beautiful bouquet of flowers. But hidden within this gesture of seeming devotion was a powerful balm deliberately placed at the foot of Our Lady's image. The explosion was devastating. Its roar could be heard a kilometer away. The marble altar steps were completely destroyed. Windows shattered in buildings hundreds of yards from the blasts. A massive bronze crucifix next to the altar was violently bent backwards as if Christ himself was shielding his mother's image from harm. The force was so intense that it affected the very foundation of the church. Yet when the dust settled, something miraculous appeared. The tilma, along with its protective glass, remained perfectly intact. Not a scratch, not a burn mark, not even a speck of dust marred Our Lady's image. Even more remarkably, despite the devastating blast, not a single person in the church was harmed. The Freemasons had intended to destroy not just an image, but the faith of countless Mexican Catholics who looked to Our Lady of Guadalupe for hope during these years of persecution. Instead, their attack provided yet another testament to its miraculous nature. The contrast couldn't be more striking. They tried to destroy Our Lady's image using explosives hidden in flowers, the very sign that she had used centuries before to prove her love when she filled Juan Diego's tilma with miraculous roses. To this day, scientists cannot explain how a fragile agave cloth survived a blast that bent solid bronze. The bent crucifix remains on display in the basilica, a permanent reminder that no force on earth, not time, not hostile governments, not even dynamite, can destroy what heaven protects. Just as Our Lady of Guadalupe's image miraculously survived that terrorist bombing, her maternal protection extends to all who turn to her. Through our Child of Mary program, you can place yourself under Our Lady's special protection every single day. As a member, you'll receive a beautiful Marian pin featuring Our Lady's image, a constant reminder of her protection. Plus, you'll receive Crusade magazine delivered to your door, filled with stories of Mary's miracles throughout history. And most importantly, a traditional Catholic Mass will be offered for you every single day. Click the link below to join us. The scientific evidence that we've explored today points to something far beyond natural explanation. A humble agave cloth that should have disintegrated centuries ago not only endures but defies scientific analysis. Colors that didn't exist in the 16th century grace its surface. A terrorist bomb that bent solid bronze couldn't mar its perfection. Even Nobel Prize winners stand mystified before its mysteries. But perhaps the most profound miracle isn't found in laboratory tests or chemical analysis. It's in what Our Lady of Guadalupe reveals to us through this enduring sign of her love. Just as she left her image on Juan Diego's simple tilma, she desires to imprint her virtues on our souls. Just as the cloth survived a devastating explosion meant to destroy it, she offers her maternal protection through life's fiercest battles. Just as she appeared as a mestiza, bridging European and indigenous cultures, she continues to unite diverse peoples under her mantle. And most beautifully, just as she converted millions through this miraculous image in 1531, she still draws souls to her divine Son through her tender motherly love. The tilma remains not just as scientific proof of the supernatural, but as a mother's loving reminder that she is always with us, protecting us, and leading us to Jesus. As she told to Saint Juan Diego, "Am I not here, who am your mother?" Now that's all we have time for today. Our Lady of Guadalupe, pray for us. May God bless you, and Mary Immaculate keep you under her mantle. God love you.
Thanks for watching. I don't know if you've noticed, but we actually don't run ads on this channel. We don't want you to be bombarded with distractions while trying to learn about Our Lady. And because we don't make money from ads, we rely completely on our Child of Mary members to help us to spread the Fatima message all across YouTube. And if you want to help us and receive these spiritual gifts in return, then all you have to do is to click the link in the description box down below to become a Child of Mary. Once you click that link and become a Child of Mary, we will send you this beautiful metal lapel pin. You will also be given a subscription to Crusade magazine. And my favorite, you will have a daily Catholic Mass prayed in your name and for your intentions. And you will also receive this incredible ebook. So don't wait. Become a Child of Mary today to receive your spiritual gifts and to help us spread devotion to Our Lady all across YouTube. Just click the link in the description to become a Child of Mary. God love you.